Hello, my name is Maxim Vengerov, and if you were to ask me what, in my opinion, are the 5 most difficult pieces for violin, I would have to start, I think, with the Schubert Fantasy in C major. This was Schubert's last piece for violin and piano, written in 1827, and meant to display the virtuosity of Joseph Slavik. Already technically so-called easier pieces of Schubert are fiendishly difficult in terms of phrasing, but with the added technical difficulties of the fantasy, often non-violinistic, you are so busy playing tough combinations of notes that structuring a convincing phrase becomes almost impossible. But if that weren't enough, the endlessly long melody that starts the work in pianissimo over 14 measures with just one tiny crescendo is a serious challenge in bow control and division, so as not to lose tension when arching the phrase. Have a listen. Beethoven's monumental concerto. All the difficulties of this work concern the bow arm, which must remain as even as possible. So no shaking. The evolution of the phrases often leave you in a less than comfortable position. But if you waver just once, you have destroyed the phrase, simply as that. Many of which, by no choice of your own, must be tapered backwards. In other words, finishing on a long up bow, then restarting where the arm is naturally heavy. I will play for you an extract from the most magical G minor section. Then it gets a little easier with the time, with these variations. Now, Brahms' concerto. Why is this? It's a very violinistic piece. However, to play it properly, you need to know what is happening in the orchestra in order to expand the phrase where necessary and dialogue with the other instruments. Brahms often uses the soloist to crown an idea that has been introduced elsewhere, or to react to a new contrapunctual movement from a family member. Let's hear from this masterclass where I conduct a gifted young student. There are few things about the beginning. So when you play your own, you still remember that you are a violinist. You're entering because the lines are suggesting the group of strings, and you play on top of them. So you're like a queen. Then comes the flute, yeah. So the queen from another kingdom. Okay, and so when you receive such important guests, yeah, you have to count, and then so you have to share the space, and you are not willing to share the space, yeah. And not only that, then we have the group of cellists here. So your sound must become deeper and deeper, as if, and then the audience must wonder, why God, she switched off some, button so that it can sound like cello. You understand? So this is the idea. The beautiful vocals of Sergei Rachmaninoff. The problem is in the title. The work was written for the phenomenal Russian soprano Antonina Nezhdanova in 1912. Yasha Heifetz prepared an arrangement for violin, but didn't change much. One must play the piece with a deep connection between the notes, exactly like an opera singer's legato, and a continuous even vibrato, and pull long seamless phrases without literally hearing the bow change. It must function like a singer's air column. Today we have a surprise for you. My wonderful pianist is going to play from Paris, and I'm going to play for you from Monaco. Today's technology allows us to do that. Rustem, before we play the vocalise, could you please tell us a little bit about Rachmaninoff vocalise, about this piece and its challenges?
Well, of course, it's as always, Rachmaninoff's music has a wonderful melody, such a delicate curved line which we need to take care of both, and I need to imitate all your phrases with the same continuity, which is even more difficult maybe on the piano than on the violin, but I'm trying my best, of course.
Not only that you imitate the sound of the violin, but I have to also imitate yourself. So this piece is really written for two instruments. So let's play that. Mendelssohn Concerto, naturally the one everyone plays and everyone loves. Not his first one. Well, there are several approaches to playing this concerto, Mendelssohn's last large orchestral work. Whether it is classical or romantic, there is a transparency in the writing that must be like crystal and continues in the solo part. The difficulty is also in the development of ideas based on smaller motifs. For example, what does one do with the 3/4 note upbeat of the second theme? As they are repeated many times and one must consider their function for launching or suspending the line, then what type of rubato and accelerando continue to do so in the melody all the way to the climax? This is hard to structure. I'll show you.